Mesdames et messieurs, merci de vous lever pour les hymnes nationaux. En l'honneur de l'équipe croate. Place maintenant à l'hymne national suisse. Merci à tous et bon match.
And this is Swiss kickoff right now, is it?
Yeah, the Swiss will be looking for a strong start to the game. The Croatians have taken a clean catch and they'll be looking to clear their 22 as quickly as possible here. The ball's taken outside the 22, so any kick now will not be able to go direct to touch.
Nice catch there, wasn't it?
Yeah, the number 8 was very well positioned. He got himself well back. They knew the kick was coming, and they'll be looking to return this with interest now. That's a very well placed kick. Unfortunately, it's not bounced into touch. Lots of pressure from the Swiss chasers there. In fact, the Swiss are clean through. If they can get away here, he's pulled down 2 metres from the line. They'll be looking for pick and go. Still just 2 metres out. This is a good strong start from the Swiss. If they can get over here for an early 5 points, it will give them a great advantage for the rest of the game. It's good defence so far from the Croatians. They've managed to push them back another 3 or 4 metres.
doing well in keeping the strong Swiss attack from scoring.
He's over the line, and that's a try for Switzerland.
There we are, a great and strong start for Switzerland.
Yeah, they'll be very happy with that. I'm just trying to see what the number of the player is that scored it. No, that is a strong start. It was a great kickback from the Swiss from their own 22, and they followed it with a pretty intense pressure.
They had a nice placement of the try too, so they have a clear shot at the goal, don't they?
Yeah, that should be a fairly easy conversion for the Swiss number 9, Simon Perrault. And that's the conversion from Simon Perrault. The try was scored by number 8, Brice Monzeglio.
And we're at 2 minutes and a half, and already 7 points for the Swiss team.
Essai pour l'équipe de Suisse, du numéro 8, Monzeglio, Brice. Essai transformé par le numéro 9, Perrault, Simon. Suisse 7, Croatie 0.
Wow, that was very impressive.
That's a great restart by the Croatians. They've managed to retain the ball inside the Swiss 22 and they themselves are now only 8 metres. That was offside by one of the Swiss players though. So that should be a penalty, and I would imagine they'll go for the 3 points from there. Quite a frenetic start. Just 3 minutes in, we've already had a converted try, and it looks like this should be a straightforward 3 points for the Croatians.
They're not going lightly on each other, are they?
No, this will be a bruising encounter. That's a straightforward conversion of the penalty for 3 points. So that's now 7-3 to Switzerland.
And Switzerland is back with a kickoff.
Yeah, the penalty was taken
Pénalité pour
by
la
Jay
Croatie,
Ayoub.
numéro 10, Ayoub Jay.
Clean and nice shot
7,
there.
Croatie 3.
Yeah, and number 10 at this level would expect to slot about 110% of those. That's not a clean take. It looks like a knock-on by Switzerland. The referee's playing advantage to Croatia at the moment. Still playing the advantage. And here comes the kick. That'll be advantage over. Number 9's in, so the forwards will have to take responsibility for this. Simple pop out, take the ball into contact, recycle it. Looks like the forwards are going again. No, the number 9's there on the ball. That's a kick, but it's right down the winger's throat. And he'll be looking to put this into touch directly. And he's made a good 30 metres there up to the halfway line. This will be interesting. This will be the first line out of the game. We'll see if the Swiss number 2, Mathieu Paul, is on form with his throwing. And indeed he is. He's absolutely nailed that to the back of the line out. And now they'll get the rolling maul going forwards. And Indeed, it's Matthew Paul with the ball at the moment. He's looking to offload. That's a good off. Oh, it's a knock-on by Switzerland. Advantage to Croatia. And a little bit of introductions off the ball there.
Very intense game already.
Well, there's quite a lot at stake. I mean, we're talking about the Nations Cup level 2. The next level up from this is just below the Six Nations level. So these guys will want to perform today. They'll want to reach the top of the group and look for promotion.
As you see, ladies and gentlemen, it's an important game we're witnessing here.
The referee giving both the players on the floor a bit of a talking to. I'd imagine this will be enough of the handbags, gentlemen. Let's get on with the game.
And we're seeing a scrum right here now. Preparations for one.
The normal resumption of the game for anything that was not foul play is normally a scrum. So knock-ons and any other restarts would normally be a scrum, unless the ball has left the pitch, in which case it's a line-out. It's a good push by the Swiss though. They've pushed the Croatians back. Croatian number 8 has picked it up and gone. Should be clean ball for the Croatians. It's a good drive though. Look, quick clean ball again. Out it goes to the backs. Oh, good dummy by the number 10. And he's probably in for a try here. And that's a good try by Jay Ayoub.
Very quick number 10 Croatia's got there.
Yeah, he didn't show exceptional speed. What he did show was a very good dummy, and he left the Swiss backs in his wake. They didn't really follow where he was going. Fairly close to the corner. So he's left himself with a fairly difficult conversion here. But it has, of course, given Croatia the lead by 1 point. But at this early stage, it's still all to play for.
So both teams still have a fairly good chance at winning this.
Oh yes, yeah. Each team has a very good chance.
So far the game has also been super fast paced and very...
Yeah. You'll notice that there is quite a difference in the pace between the men's and the women's game, and also the pace between the international rugby in countries like Croatia and Switzerland compared to the top level of rugby in the leagues within those countries. The level of fitness, the pace of the game really is quite different. Of course, many of the Swiss players are playing in the French leagues, in Ligue B, in the third division of French rugby, and that conversion has just gone through. And again, it's Jay Ayoub with the conversion.
It's 10-7 for Croatia right now.
Et c'est transformé pour l'équipe de Croatie par le numéro 10, Ayoub G. Croatie 10, Suisse 7.
I think the Swiss number 7 there, Cyril Lin, just talking to the referee about the fact that they can't hear properly in the scrum, or they're not being able to hear the referee's instructions. It's a good take by Croatia. The Swiss not giving up the ball completely. They're contesting in the rucks, which is interesting. Often the strategy of allowing the ball to be played cleanly and quickly and keep it... Oh, what a big hit there. It was a very good tackle that knocked the Croatians backwards. And I think the Swiss have recuperated the ball. It is the Swiss ball in the 22 of the Croatians. Let's see what they can do with it.
You said something about the players not being able to hear the referee in the scrum exactly. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's important. Well, let's just watch the game for a moment. The Swiss are approaching they're within 10 metres of the Croatian line. They've managed to offload the ball. If they can get quick ball here, that's very quick ball. This should be the advantage. They've got an overlap if they can use it. They've still got that advantage, and they've taken it inside. They would have looked to go outside and use that advantage there. It's given the Croatians a chance to get back in a defensive line. Oh, and that's a try for Switzerland.
And we are at 12-10 right now, and it will be 14 if Switzerland managed to make this conversion, correct?
That will be correct, and I think the try was scored by the Swiss 14, Sylvain Hirsch. If they carry on scoring like this, it's going to be a very, very high scoring afternoon with some very entertaining rugby. Just going back to what you asked earlier about the importance of hearing the referee, particularly in the scrums and in the rucks, the referee will be talking to the players all the time, giving them instructions about whether they're putting their hands in, whether they're not rolling away from the ball, and it's important to hear that so that you're not going to give away penalties against your team. So they will want to make sure that the referee, who I believe is from Germany today, will be that they will hear him and be able to respond to that, not to give away penalties. So the conversion is coming in from just inside the 5 metre line, and it looks good. So that's the conversion by number 9 by Simon Perrault.
Once again. And as predicted, we're at 14-10 for Switzerland right now. Let's see how the Croatians plan to strike back. Pretty sure they won't go softly.
No, I think this is going to remain an intense game throughout. So we've got a scrum there to Switzerland. Must have been a knock-on from the kick-off from Croatia. The Swiss will look to clear their lines here. The scrum is just outside the 22, so once again they cannot kick directly into touch. The ball must bounce in order for the line out to take place where the ball crosses the line. If the ball goes out directly, the line out will take place where the ball was kicked from. It's a good scrum by Switzerland. The ball's at the number 8's feet. They look to pick up, and and he knocked it on there, but yes, the referee I think has seen. No, the referee's not seen it. And that's a penalty to Switzerland, and I think it's for not rolling away. Yeah, it's for not rolling away by the Croatians. They've blocked the ball in. The Swiss have not been able to use it, so they get the advantage and the penalty for not rolling away.
So now's their chance to kick the ball away as quickly and as fast as possible.
Yep, there it goes over the halfway line, and it'll be the Swiss to throw the ball into the line out. A good 5 metres inside the Croatian half. So far, I think both coaches will be pleased with the attacking rugby, but not so happy with the defence. There's been several missed tackles and gaps opening up where really in the first 10-15 minutes of a game, the coaches would hope that that wouldn't be the case. That's a good line out by Switzerland, but the ball was not brought down cleanly for the number 9. So Switzerland have lost 15 metres through scrappy line out ball. But if they can retain it from this ruck here, which they do, they can hopefully regain good position on the field. That's a penalty for Croatia. The Swiss players diving over the top of the ball and killing it, preventing the Croatians from stealing it. So the Croatians will look to kick into the corner. Again, it's Jay Ayoub who's having a great game so far, and he'll be looking to put this deep into the Swiss 22. In fact, he's not done that. It's fallen quite short. He's only gained about 15 metres, and the line out will take place about 10 metres outside the Swiss 22.
So there's still a lot of room for the Swiss to fight back and get the ball into the other half.
Yeah, but you'd expect Croatia from the line out to attack, in which they are doing. It's a good run with a little kick through. The Swiss player has picked up the ball. They'll look to keep it on that. Looked like a knock on there. It is, it's a knock on, and it's a scrum to Croatia about 10 metres out from the 12 metres out from the Swiss line. But with only 5 metres inside the pitch, there's not much of a blind side for the Croatians to use. So I would imagine we'll either see the number 8 pick and go inside, or we'll see the backs using the ball. Switzerland will hope to keep Croatia out at this point, with only a 4-point lead after almost 17 minutes.
Could you explain to me usually what would be a good lead at this point of time?
Well, it's so early in the game, in such an important game, any lead is a good lead. What you'd be looking for is making sure that you're playing good solid rugby, that you're sucking in the defence a lot, making sure that the Croatians are making lots of tackles to tire them out for the second half. But so far I think the possession's been pretty much 50-50. Territory has similarly been about 50-50. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we saw a Croatian try, or at least a score here, to bring them as close as they can to the Swiss score. But at the moment the Croatian number 2, Denis Brecic, is down receiving some treatment. He's back on his feet now, so hopefully it shouldn't be too long till we get restarted with the scrum.
And that would be a more common occurrence to see first aid on during such a game.
Yeah, I know. Rugby at any level always induces minor injuries, and I wouldn't be at all surprised to see the trainers on every 5 or 10 minutes in this game. Good scrum by the Swiss. They've pushed the Croatians back, but the Croatians have released the ball and, as expected, are playing it through the backs. Good defence by Switzerland. A penalty for the Croatians diving in over the top, killing the ball, preventing the Swiss from taking it. But that's good defence from Switzerland, and they'll look to get the ball back over the halfway line here with this kick.
It's also something the coaches can be happy about now.
Yeah, the kicking has been fairly good. We've not seen any kicks at goal missed yet, and that kick for touch has gone over the halfway line. And the Swiss will have the line out. They'll have the throw 4 metres inside the Croatian half. They'll be happy with that defence though, having had the Croatians only in their 22 twice and conceded points twice. They'll be happy that they've defended this time and put the ball back into the Croatian half without conceding. It's a good line out by Switzerland. Croatia choosing not to contest it. It's what they can do with it in the back. That's a good run by the Swiss number 12, Mathieu Guillot. It's another good drive by the... Oh, and the Swiss have dropped it forward. That's a knock-on by Switzerland. There was no real advantage to Croatia, so we'll take the scrum back. And again, you can see the intensity for the players. Obviously feeling quite worked up for this. They will of course have to be very careful with the discipline, because of course any minor offences will result in a yellow card and 10 minutes in a sin bin, and any major offences would be a red card. And at any point playing at this level with one player less than the opposition is going to prove very difficult.
But there's still also a lot of time left, so it's not... we're still halfway... There's still part of the first half left, so it's...
Yeah, a quarter of the way through the game, 14-10 to Switzerland, still everything to play for, and discipline should be maintained. So they put into Croatia here, the ball comes back, then Murray picks it up quickly, and J.O. kicks it long, and if he gets the bounce here, this could be a very good kick. That's an excellent kick into the Swiss 22. They've gained about 45 metres there.
It's great, having a great day, J.O.
Yeah, he certainly started very well.
Let's see where it takes him then.
So the Swiss will have the line out inside their own 22, and will hopefully look to clear this quite quickly. Let's see if the Croatians decide to contest it though. We've seen them not contest the previous 2 lineouts that the Swiss have thrown into. Let's see what they do with this one. So the Swiss number 2, Mathieu Paul to throw in, and he's found his man at the back of the lineout. This is a good driving maul by the Swiss. The ball's still inside the 22, so we can kick direct for touch. Oh, and it's charged down by the Croatian number 6, Dylan Rowe. but the Swiss have retained possession. Pick and go by Switzerland. We might see one more pick and go, and no, we see the number 9 picking the ball up, and he has kicked cleanly for touch this time. But hasn't made touch. It's a good chase, and he's missed the tackle on the number 8, on the number 9,
I think.
Yeah, that missed tackle though, and the Croatians managed to make an extra 10 yards. I think that's a penalty to Croatia. The referee telling the Swiss players to calm down a little bit, and there we are seeing the first yellow card of the game. I think the yellow card was for a little bit of indiscipline after the tackles and after the referee had blown his whistle. And it's the Swiss number 5, Nicola Guy, who's taken the yellow card and will spend 10 minutes in the sin bin.
Meanwhile, this is a line out for the Croatians, pretty close to the in-goal zone.
Yeah, we're about 12-15 metres out. Good take by the Croatians. They've looked to catch and set it, but the drive isn't very active. Here it comes now. We'll start to see the Croatians driving forward. Still about 10 metres out. The referee can see the ball. It's cleanly coming back. The number 9 plays the ball out. See what the backs can do. Jerry has kicked it through. It's a good kick, but it's gone dead, so it'll be a 22 drop out to Switzerland. Switzerland will find the next 10 minutes rather difficult, with 14 men against 15 here, embedded deep in their 22. They'll be looking to get the ball as far down the field as they can with this, I would imagine. It's a long kick, and it's gone directly into touch. That's a mistake there by the Swiss, and it will be the Croatians will have the option of a scrum on the 22, which is what they've taken.
I was told you always have the option of choosing. Is that right? You get to choose what you want to have.
Yeah, on an offence like, well, on an error like that where the ball has gone directly out into touch from the kickoff, the opposition who are receiving the kick will have the choice of the scrum back where the kick was made, or the kick again, and they've chosen to take the scrum because that gains them about 25 metres and puts them just outside, well, just on the line of the Swiss 22. Scrum collapses there, and the referee will ask them to stand up.
Looked a bit like an early start too, but could be mistaken.
I think it's more a case of a missed grip or a slipped foot has brought that one down. If there was an early push, the referee would have given a free kick to the against the offending team. The scrum is probably one of the hardest parts of the game to referee, and judging by this referee, he's not very big, so he's probably never played in the front row. Quick scrum from the Croatians, the ball comes out. That's good hands by the backs. It's the Croatian number 14, Marko Grucic, taking the ball in. Comes out quickly and cleanly. Good crash ball by Croatia. The ball comes back. They've not got an overlap. Swiss have done very well to defend that. The ball went backwards, so there's no knock on there. It's good defending so far by the Swiss. 2 minutes into the yellow card. Two good handoffs by the Croatian number 8, Tonči Buzov. Ooh, good hit by the Swiss defence. It's important that the Swiss keep a good, strong line here. And it's a foot in touch over on the far side, and that'll be a line out to Switzerland. It's nice to see the Monthey youngsters acting as ball boys and ball girls for this game.
They are having quite a bit of work. They were last time.
Yeah, they had a bit more to do in the women's match earlier. There's not been quite as many lineouts in this. So line out exactly on the 22 for Switzerland.
So it's in the best interest to get the ball as far away as possible.
Yeah, so long as they're playing with 14 men, they'll want to make sure that they just don't concede any points. They'd rather be playing in the Croatian 22. That's good clean ball taken by number 6, Jonathan Vulschläger.
Looks like there was a problem though.
Yeah, the referee's given it as not straight, so that will be a scrum to Croatia on the 15. Again, they have the choice. They could take the line out again, or they take the scrum in 15. And with one man advantage, the scrum would probably be the better option.
So it really shows at a game at this level there is no way of actually playing safely while being one man less on the field.
Well, what you've got to do is just make sure you don't concede points. If you go down to 14 players against 15, there's always going to be the chance the opposition will gain an overlap. Switzerland managed to prevent Croatia from making too much ground, but they've not managed to clear out of their own 22 yet. So they'll be hoping to somehow regain possession of the ball and clear the ball as far down the field as they can. You can see the Swiss team playing with 2 flankers in defence without a number 8 because of the lack of the man in the scrum. And still managing to get a good shove on. In fact, that's a very good scrum by the 7 men of Switzerland. They managed to disrupt the ball of Croatia. The Croatians have now made some ground through the number 8. Oh, and the scrum half, nearly makes it through. And that's the scrum half, Dusan Hakaraya. Oh, and that's a very big hit. And the Croatians knocked the ball on forwards. The Swiss number 13 picking it up is Benjamin Doy. And it's a scrum from the knock-on. The scrum is for Switzerland.
Again, they will have to be pushing Croatia back as far as possible.
Yeah, I would imagine Croatia will get a strong push on in this scrum with 8 against 7. It's good to see that the the 7 men of the Swiss scrum managed to push back the Croatians. Obviously, against a one-man advantage, that's quite an important scrum, but it will be taking a lot out of these Swiss guys playing without them, with the man still off the field. There's another 4 minutes left on the yellow card, I think.
À l'occasion de ces quelques secondes de pause, nous vous rappelons de passer découvrir les produits officiels de la Fédération Suisse de Rugby au stand FSR, avec en exclusivité le maillot officiel en édition limitée. Venez découvrir également le shop de l'Ovalie chavésienne Monthey. Et n'oubliez pas de participer à notre tombola, nom du gagnant en fin de match.
So now they're resuming the game, the promised scrum.
Yep, interestingly, the Swiss have brought in one of the backs to go into number 8 to make sure that the Croatians can't get a shove on in this scrum. Ball goes in fairly straight from number 9, and that's a very good push by the Swiss scrum. That's very, very strong. That would be a penalty advantage. Yeah, that's a penalty to Switzerland. You could see the front row, well, in fact, the entire pack of the Croatian scrum disappeared from in front of the Swiss, and in breaking up the scrum like that, they concede the penalty.
So we have a great move there that could actually mean that they manage to clear out the 22 finally.
Yeah, the Swiss should clear it out of their own half with this kick. That's a good kick up to the Croatian 10-metre line. So from here, the Swiss will hope to turn their possession into some form of attack. I would imagine they'll only have 6 in this line out, and Croatians must match that.
Meanwhile, there are roughly, I think, 2 minutes left for the yellow card, so they soon should be complete again too.
Yeah, but it's scrappy ball there from Switzerland, and in fact they've lost a good 40 metres with that line out. And there was a very slight knock-on the floor there by the Swiss player. So this will be a scrum just outside the Swiss 22 for Croatia. Yeah, that was a shame. Switzerland had managed to clear their lines, and with a scrappy line out like that, they've gone right back to where they were. And with a man down, you'd like to be playing inside the Croatian half, so that any conceding of any penalty will not lead to any points being conceded. But they still lead 14-10 with 8 minutes remaining of the first half. Once again, a very solid scrum from Switzerland with one man less. Oh, that's a very big tackle, and that's a great tackle into touch by the Swiss winger, number 11, Monthey. Switzerland looking strong in defence. Certainly, since the Croatians scored that early try, there's been very few missed tackles, and they've managed to push the Croatians back.
Now it looks like the complete again with the 10 minutes penalty time passed.
Yes, indeed. Nicolas Guiu has returned to the field, and Switzerland back to a full complement now. That's a poor line out, and Croatia have won the ball. This is a good opportunity for them to try and get some points on the board. They're going to spin this wide. It's not a great pass from the number 9. And a missed tackle, and a forward pass, in fact, from Ayoub. I think that's his first mistake of the game.
So this will be a penalty for scrum for Switzerland now.
Correct. Yes. The Swiss have the scrum almost directly in front of the posts, and they'll be looking to clear this from their lines. The referee taps the number 9 on the back to tell him to put the ball in. It's a good scrum. Good clean ball, and they've got a chance to attack here. They've got an overlap if they can use the ball. Here it comes, look inside. Oh, and he's passed it straight to the Croatian player, who's kicked it, and it's stayed in field on the halfway line. That is Guiu with the ball. Pushed it back over this Croatian 10 metres, but he's lost possession of it. And the referee has given a knock-on against Croatia. So it'll be a scrum to Switzerland, 15 metres in, about 35 metres out from the Croatian line. And that's time off for an injury. A couple of the Swiss players looking a little out of breath. An opportunity for the Croatians to take on some water as well.
But that was a great attack we saw until the stray pass to the Croatian.
Yeah, it was a good break by Switzerland. A shame about the pass at the end inside to the Croatians, but again the mixture of reds and whites, it might not have been the clearest between the two teams, and quite easy to make a mistake when you're running under pressure and looking around for someone to pass to.
That is true. The blue parts of the Croatian uniform aren't too flashy. Probably if you're in game trying to get the ball past nicely.
Yeah, I mean, the normal situation is that you look for, well, the referee would look at the kits before the game and make sure that there was enough difference between the two kits for the players, so that there's no chance of making any mistakes. It's a good scrum. Oh, and it's a rushed pass by the Swiss number 9, and the Swiss 11 didn't quite manage to take it. Had he done so, I think he might have been clean through. There didn't seem to be any coverage by the Croatian defence right there. So this will be a Croatian line out just outside their 10-metre line, with 4 minutes left of the first half. Oh, that's a scrappy take. They seem to have got away with it. It's a fairly solid ruck. Croatians looking now to pop it out to the forwards. No, he's going to spin it. Oh, kick over the top for the winger to chase. The ball kept in field. by the Swiss wing. And, passed out to the pod of forwards. It's probably looked to go a little bit wider now. It's a kick, but it's too long for the chasing Swiss players. It's a reasonable tackle. There's hands in there from the Swiss player. The referee allows play to go on. An opportunity for the Croatians to make a break here. It was a good kick through, but there was not enough chase. The Swiss have a ruck just on the 15-metre line, 10 metres outside their own 22, and they've taken it along the blind side. Some good flowing rugby at the moment, but it would be more exciting if it was closer to the try lines of either team.
On the other side, the teams are probably happy it isn't.
Certainly the coaches will be happy that their defences are holding strong. It's kicked long, it's into the 22. And Jayoub looking for a long touch-finding kick here. He's kicked it into the Swiss 22.
Didn't go out though.
No, Cyril Lin has picked it up and has brought it back. This is a good run by Cyril. He's taken it up to the 10 metres. He's made 25 metres though, which is A, good that he was back defending, and B, puts them in a much more promising position. Okay, the Swiss have turned down the advantage and they have a penalty for offside just inside their own 10-metre line, and an opportunity to kick deep inside the Croatian deep inside the Croatian half. And that kick landing just outside the Croatian 22. Switzerland look to put the pressure on from here with just a minute remaining in this half. The Swiss very slow to get to the lineouts. I mean, obviously they're enjoying the lead. I'm surprised the referee is not hurrying them along a little bit.
Croatians shouldn't look happy about it.
Well, they won't be. They'll want to get on with this and try and get back into it. And that's a good feint by the Swiss number 7, Cyril Lin. And this is good driving more now. This is 12 metres out from the Croatian line. They'll want to use this. Oh, and a knock on. That's careless by the Swiss.
We're roughly 20 seconds away from the technical end of the first half. So
yeah, this will be the last play. Assuming there's no penalty following on from this scrum, then we should hear the half-time whistle go once the play is stopped next time. I think Switzerland will probably be just about the happier of the two teams. They've defended fairly well. They've survived having the man in the sin bin without conceding any points, and the scrum is certainly looking the stronger of the two. In fact, here it goes again. Very quick ball by the Croatians. They've channeled that ball well. Croatians running rather than kicking. They'll probably look to kick to touch now, and that should be the half-time whistle. Well, there's 40 minutes up on the clock. The referee's looked at his watch. But it seems there is a difference in time between the referee's watch and the stadium clock. Looks like we might yet have time for this line out for Switzerland on the 15-metre line in the Croatian half. So perhaps this will be the last play of the half. Didn't look terribly straight to me, but the referee's let it go. And that's Guillou, the Swiss 12, taking the ball into contact. He's made good yardage. A little bit slow coming out from the Swiss. but they're continuing to make good yards. They're driven it inside the Croatian 22. They're spinning it wide. And that's crossing, I think. Yeah, the referee's given a penalty to Croatia for crossing there. No, he's stopped the game for the crossing, but he's bringing it back for a penalty to Switzerland. The Croatians pulling down the maul. So if this is the last play, yeah, I'd imagine the Swiss will go for the 3 points, and this should be the last play of the half.
Does the kick line look safe to you right now?
From this distance, I would imagine Simon Perrault will be fairly confident of slotting this between the posts.
Well, he has done a great job so far with the 2 conversions he scored.
Yeah, this is probably about 7 or 8 metres to the right of the posts, looking out from underneath them, and probably no more than about 34-35 metres out, so this should be fairly straightforward. And I'm glad that I didn't cast the curse of the commentator on him. That's 3 points, 17-10 to Switzerland, and apparently there is time for the restart. The stadium clock is not performing terribly well.
And that clock we got there.
Yeah, normally the clock will stop every time that the referee stops the game for an injury. The clock will stop, and obviously the referee has been stopping his watch, but the stadium clock has not been stopped. Switzerland returning the kickoff, not terribly well, and that's a deep kick by the Croatians. Bounces high, and it has crossed over the line, so Switzerland will probably touch this down for a 22 dropout. And there we have the half-time whistle, so Switzerland lead 17-10 at half-time.
L'occasion de vous rappeler l'existence de la buvette afin de vous sustenter durant cette pause de 10 minutes et également découvrir les produits officiels de la Fédération Suisse de Rugby au stand FSR avec en exclusivité le maillot officiel en édition limitée ainsi que la boutique de l'Ovalie chablaisienne Monthey. La Fédération Suisse de Rugby profite de remercier DHL Express, partenaire logistique des équipes Suisse 15 et Suisse 15 féminines. Remerciements également à Ecoservice, partenaire officiel des arbitres. Merci aussi à notre partenaire officiel des équipes nationales Junior Global Rich Partners, l'un des principaux fournisseurs d'opérations de change et de paiement
Once again, the
internationaux.
Swiss Rugby Federation would like to thank the partners, DHL Experts, logistics partner for Swiss 15 and ladies for Swiss 15, the Ecoservice, official partners of the referees, Global Reach partners, who are the official partner of the junior teams, and Minerva Tutors that enables families to send their children to British boarding school and to study abroad in the UK and the United States. And last but not least, Ostside, the official equipment partner of the Swiss Rugby Federation. Special thanks also go to TRB Chemidica, a new official partner. I'm sorry, really am. That is enabling this live stream today, as well as the filming team from the Zurich University of the Arts, studying cast, who are currently filming and commenting this game. Thank you all for your attention.
Mesdames et messieurs, un remerciement spécial à vous communiquer. Merci d'applaudir Constance Albertoni.
What we are seeing here right now is Constance Albertoni, who is receiving from Peter Schipper, President of the Swiss Rugby Federation, a Swiss rugby ball. She will be going this September to the Rugby World Cup in the United Kingdom, and will be representing Switzerland there at the match of Australia against Uruguay at September 27th.
That'll be a great honour for her. I'm actually quite jealous. I'd quite like to be going to the World Cup. So I hope she has a fantastic time over there.
Congratulations, Constance. I might not be the only one wondering about the bagpipes. Is that a common thing around here?
Not particularly. The group that are playing for us today are from just along the valley in Sierre. We have a few Scottish connections in the club. Our coach, Andy Clark, is married to Donna Cormanberth Clark, and Donna is half Scottish, so she is particularly happy today listening to the bagpipes at half time, and we may even hear a rendition of Flower of Scotland before too long. Pipers leave the pitch, the referee is back out, and any moment now we should see the players returning to the pitch for the second half.
Retour sous applaudissements des deux équipes, Suisse et Croate.
They'll be fairly happy with their work in the first half.
Pour les 40 prochaines minutes, le score est de 17-10 en faveur des Helvètes.
This win, well, if they continue to maintain the lead and complete the victory, this win should lift them up to second place in the group, behind the Czechs, who have won 3 out of 3 of their games. Switzerland, in their first 2 matches, the first game against Israel, they won 29-18 in Israel, and the second game they lost to the Czechs 27-14 here in Switzerland. Just waiting for the Croatians to return to the pitch so we can resume the second half.
And here they are back again. As Switzerland had the kick-off in the first half of the game, this one goes to Croatia, correct?
Yeah, Croatia will get us back underway. and I would imagine they will look to hang this in the air as long as possible and give their forwards a chance to get underneath and regather the ball. That's a good restart, but a great take by Switzerland, number 6, but he's knocked it on as he landed. But he seems to have come down very heavily. I just wonder if there was a little contact there from the Croatians.
Sure isn't looking too good there.
It came down fairly heavily. I don't think it'll be a serious injury, but he may well have winded himself. It's the Swiss number 6, Jonathan Vulschlager. Back on his feet now, and we're going to get back underway with a scrum to Croatia. The problem, an attempted back flick pass by the number 9 didn't quite go straight to hand, but he's got away with it. Though I have to say the referee was not looking very closely at the feed of the scrum, which seems to go into the second row's feet. But that doesn't seem to be picked up anywhere near as often as it should be in international rugby these days. Croatians attacking down the left flank. Good handoff, but made no extra yardage through it. It's a good clean ruck, but the Swiss have a good line of defence there. Attempted dummy and cut through the gap by the Croatian number 9, Dusan Hakarija.
They're pressing forward very intently, probably trying to take back as many points now as possible.
They are, but this is a good... Oh, and the fly hack through, just missed the kick by the Swiss player. If he'd have made contact with that, the ball would have gone clear of the checked line of defence, and it would have been a simple chase to the line. Croatians have possession, they rolled it off the back of the maul, converted it into a ruck just outside their own 10-metre line. It's a good change of line by JIU. The Swiss need to improve their tackling here. They missed a couple of tackles there. The Croatians, as a result, have made a good 25 metres. But here they're not releasing the ball. The referee's letting play go on. And he's penalised the Swiss. I have to say there, I think the first offence appeared to be the Croatians holding onto the ball, the referee not rushing the release of the ball, then penalising the Swiss for trapping the ball in and using the hands in the ruck. And he's now given it an extra 10 metres. The penalty that time for talking back to the referee, but you can't take a penalty quickly if you've been marched forward 10 metres. So the Croatians being pulled back. Again, JIU, and he's going for the posts, hoping for the 3 points, which from directly in front, 25 metres out, should be straightforward from what we've seen of him so far today.
Just a little thing, just to refresh my memory again. Only the captain is allowed to talk back to the referee, if at that.
Yes, the captain is the only player who's allowed to talk directly to the referee. If anybody else is using their mouth out of turn, the referee is perfectly entitled to march them back 10 metres, which he has done in this case. And certainly other sports such as football could learn from that. And indeed, that's a straightforward 3 points for JIU, and it's 17-13 after just 4 minutes of the second half.
It's only in the best interest of the Swiss to go and actually try to score more points instead of trying to hold on to what they have right now. Or is that just a football technique to try to stall and keep their points?
I think you can see it occasionally, that strategy working in rugby, but with a lead of only 7 points with 35 minutes left to play, it certainly wouldn't have been in the Swiss minds to do that. They'll want to get as many points on the board as they can, and at the end of the day, points difference could come into play at the top of the European Nations Cup leagues once all the games are complete. But that's a penalty now to Switzerland, about 35 metres out from the Croatian line, and I'd imagine they will choose to go for the points here as well.
Well, what we do have to keep in mind is that in rugby, points are scored a lot quicker than in football, so stalling isn't really an option if there's only 7 points. What am I talking about? 4 points of the difference.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, the points can be racked up very quickly, and again, this is not quite directly in front of the post, but this should be a fairly straightforward kick for Simon Perrault, and should hopefully be another 3 points for Switzerland to re-establish that 7-point lead. And indeed, that maintains both kickers with 100% kick rate for the game so far, and re-establishes Switzerland's 7-point lead. But Switzerland will want to push on and increase that lead, because 7 points is the score that you can gain from a converted try, which makes it the biggest single score that you can get. It's another great take by Jonathan Vulschläger.
I'm always very impressed at how steadily they lift each other.
Well, that will be a well-rehearsed move. In training they'll go through that several times, but this is a good rolling maul by Switzerland. If they can keep this going, they've made 15 metres already. There's no real response from Croatia on this, but they have managed to get hands on the man with the ball. They can't pull him down though, and that will be advantage to Switzerland, a penalty advantage to Switzerland. They can play this through the backs with no... Oh! It looks to be more of a shoulder charge, but the penalty is going back for pulling down the maul. That penalty is 15 metres infield, just inside the Croatian 10-metre line. Again, I would imagine that the Swiss will go for the 3 points.
Seems to be a small problem again.
Yeah, as the game goes on, you'll see more and more players just taking the opportunity to get to have a breather by receiving a bottle of water or minor treatment.
Well, it's not like it's unjustified.
Yeah, they'll be feeling the heat. Temperature's probably about 16 or 17 degrees. When the sun comes out, it feels a little bit warmer down there.
Oh, and here we have Perrault again. So far he's proven to be a good shot.
And that's the first missed kick of the game, just to the right of the post. Touched down very quickly by Croatia, and it'll be a 22 dropout to Croatia. And they'll probably look to retain possession here with a short, high kick to make sure that the forwards are behind the ball. In fact, they've gone long. It's gone fairly deep into the Swiss half. Clean take by the Swiss number 14, Hirsch. It's a good quick ruck ball again by the Swiss. And that's a good break. Now they've got to convert this pressure into some points here. They've not quite... Oh, they've got a slight overlap here. Go inside. That's good play, but the tackle is made 5 metres out from the line. And the referee has given a knock-on, and he's brought them back for a penalty for offside against Croatia, which I think should be just outside the 22. That was pretty good advantage played by the referee. He certainly gave the Swiss plenty of opportunity to get over the line, and has only brought them back after the forward pass. And this is interesting, Switzerland kicking for touch here rather than going for the 3 points. Normally you'd only see that if there's a very big lead, if there was a problem with the kicker, or if they're playing catch-up rugby. So to kick into the corner at this stage shows that they're quite confident of winning the ball from the line out, and will be hoping to get over for a 5-point score here.
What's going on there now?
The line out wasn't thrown in straight, which is a pretty bad mistake. When you've opted to kick for the corner and you've only got a 7-point lead, you'd want to make sure that the thrower lands that throw straight so that you can go for the 5-point try. But now Croatia will have the put into the scrum, and they'll be looking to get this ball clear of their line pretty quickly. Yeah, that's quite a bad error by Switzerland now. So Hakaraya with the put into the scrum, but the Swiss have managed to push the Croatians off the ball. They're only a metre short. That's a try for Switzerland. That's a great try by the number 8, Brice Monzeglio. The Swiss managing to push the Croatians off their own ball, and with sufficient pressure to push them over the line. And Monzeglio picking the ball up, scooping it up in one movement, and managing to get over the line to mark that try, which now gives them a 12-point lead. With the 2-point conversion hopefully still to come.
So right now it's 25-13 for Switzerland. Let's see if there will be 2 more points. And once again we have number 9, Euro, kicking.
I wonder if he'll be enjoying the view of the mountains in the background as he lines this kick up.
We are having a very nice weather, I heard.
Yeah, it's certainly changed. It was very grey, overcast and drizzly this morning. The sun has been out. We've got blue sky and fluffy white clouds around the ground at the moment. And Simon Perrault has got that one. Slotted it just inside the right post.
It's 27-13 for Switzerland now.
Yeah, they'll be happy with the 14-point lead. With 28 minutes left though, there's still a long way to go. Croatia could certainly come back into this.
Still 14 points means that they need at least 2 tries to cover that point difference.
Yeah, it will need 2 converted tries. And Switzerland have made a replacement. Number 16, Benjamin Shira has come on. And he has replaced number 3, Clement Barchi. So Switzerland have the scrum just outside the Croatian 22 here. Again, another dominant scrum from Switzerland, picked up by Monzeglio to Perrault. It's a good move from the backs. They made 10 metres with that move, and it's good quick ruck ball again. Coming back the other way now. Monzeglio taking the ball into contact again, and that should be an offside against the Croatian player, and that's an attempted drop goal. And that is indeed 3 points to Switzerland. And I think it was the fly half, number 10, Sebastian Dimitri with the drop.
It should be 30-13 now, which leaves them with a 17-point lead.
Yep, Switzerland will be happy with the score at the moment. Switzerland kicking the ball clear from their own 22. Croatian number 8, Tonči Buzov, takes the ball. It's a good run, good offload, but looks slightly forward. The referee's not seen it though. It's a good run by the Croatian 11, Ivan Šuta, into the Swiss 22. And the Croatians will want to get back into the game here with some strong running.
They're pushing forward quite aggressively.
Yeah. Croatians not playing with quite the same control as Switzerland at the moment. Oh, but that's a missed tackle by the Swiss number 4 and the Croatian number 13, Tomislav Burazin, is in for the try. Croatia will be happy to come back with a score so quickly, having conceded 2 tries quite quickly there.
It's a well-deserved one too, isn't it?
Well, it's the first time they've had the ball and the territory in this second half, so they will be happy to pull the scores back to less than 2 converted tries. With this conversion it would be 10 points, which is a try and a conversion or a drop goal. And it is Jay Ayoub lining up the conversion. And indeed, that's drilled right between the posts by Ayoub, and that brings the score to 30 to Switzerland, 20 to Croatia, with 24 minutes to go. Clean take by Croatia, looking to run it back just outside their 22. Another Swiss substitution. Sylvan Hirsch has come off and Heinrich Lukas has come on. And that's a penalty for a late tackle by the Croatians, and this will probably be a card. For the late tackle, the penalty is actually given to where the ball has landed, not where the offence took place. And yes, indeed, the referee has given a yellow card to the Croatian for the late tackle. Just waiting to see the number on his back. And the location of the penalty is just in front of the post.
Number 18, who received the yellow card, goes by. Oh, I'm sorry.
Kretko Dumancic.
Thank you very much.
So the penalty 2 metres outside the 22, directly in front of the post. This should be a simple 3 points for Simon Perrault.
And it is indeed. He actually managed to hit the ball out of the stadium in general.
I'm glad my car isn't parked in the car park down there.
About 33 to 20 for Switzerland, and almost at the 60th minute.
It's a nice high restart by Croatia, taken very cleanly. By Benjamin Scherer. Perrault puts the up and under through. It's a good length kick, and it's a good clean take by the Croatian winger. He manages to get the ball back. Oh, and that's a good run, but oh, yes, there's a foot in touch. Yeah. The linesman a little bit slow getting the flag up there, leading to some response from the Croatian bench. And one or two words being exchanged between the players. So, another replacement for Switzerland. Edgar Alba has come off, and Alexandre Coulon has come on. Five-man line out for Switzerland. And they're going to the middleman. It's a clean take. They're looking to get the rolling maul going. Croatia dealing with it slightly better this time. There's a little more resistance there. Here it goes now, the second attempt. And the advantage is to Switzerland, the Croatian player going offside. And Monzeglio trying the little chip kick through. But with the advantage, that means they'll come back for the penalty. Kicking number 8, after a man after my own heart.
We have about 20 more minutes to go, and it's looking intense still. A lot of energy. No wonder there have been quite a few replacements.
Yeah, the Swiss using the bench to good effect so far. I think that 10 minutes of playing with a man short in the first half probably took it out of a lot of their players. So far using the replacements to refresh the legs. And that's penalty being put just outside the 22. So the Swiss throw in here. Again, they'll probably look for clean ball and a catch and drive. Indeed, that's exactly what they've done. Croatians defending that fairly well though. Not letting the Swiss settle with the ball in their hands. Now they've got it settled 5 metres outside the 22. And they'll look to drive this probably all the way to the line here.
The referee has a lot of running to do here.
The Swiss are keeping the momentum going with them all. They've obviously spent a lot of time practicing this in training. The Croatians have come through, but they've not managed to stop the maul in its tracks. The advantage is to Switzerland. They're still going, 5 metres out, and only there have they been pulled down. Still the advantage. The referee's letting play go on. Oh, and they've not managed to use the overlap that they had. Quick ball here. No, the referee's pulling them back. The ball was scrappy on the floor. And it's a penalty to Switzerland, about 10 metres out. 15 metres in, no, just less than 15 metres inside the pitch. Cyrillin, the Swiss captain, looking at his options, weighing them up. He's not indicated straight for the post, so it looks as though they might put this into... Yeah, they have. They've decided to go for the 3 points, which would give them a 16-point lead, which is more than 2 converted tries, which would be hopefully a match-winning position with less than 20 minutes to go.
The Croatians are sure showing that they can't just manage to... they aren't allowed to slack off now.
Well, I think they're struggling, being down to 14 men at the moment with the man in the sin bin. I think there's about 1.5 minutes left on that yellow card. I think you're seeing the fatigue setting in, and they'll do well to make any sort of comeback from here.
The sin bin, that's a nice name you got there.
But Pero has missed that kick, the second one he's missed. So it'll be a Croatian 22. Oh, that's a very good bounce of the ball. It's a clever little kick-off just over the 2 blockers. And the bounce up was absolutely perfect for the Croatians. It's helped them make 30 yards down the field, up to the Swiss 10-metre line. Now it's important that if they're going to get back into this game, they really need to score fairly quickly here, even if it's only a drop goal or a penalty. just to bring that gap down to less than 2 converted tries. But Switzerland, they kicked the ball to Switzerland, and Switzerland have returned it. Jay Ayoub with the response to number 15, Luka Lerotic, who brings it up to the just before the halfway line. Croatians trying to play with it ball in hand, out to the winger, and that's a good play, but just a foot in touch just on the far side. So it'll be a Swiss line out just short of the halfway line. Looks like there's going to be another replacement for Switzerland here. Number 21, Florian Escoffier, is coming on for number 13. Number 13, Benjamin Doy. And number 17 has come on, Benjamin Moratz. Is replacing number 1, Cyril Lafille. So line out for Switzerland, that's a little bit scrappy. It was an attempted one-handed take by Switzerland, but it's ended up with a spilled ball along the floor, and the referee's given a knock-on against Switzerland. I thought the ball went backwards there, but he's given the scrum on the 22 to Croatia. Again, very important now for Croatia, with just under 14 minutes remaining. They really need to get some points on the board here to start pulling back into this one. Croatians looking to make a change, but we might have the scrum first. Yeah, we'll complete the scrum before the replacement is made. Again, a very powerful scrum from the Swiss, giving them not only an advantage in the push, but they managed to win the ball. That's a good long kick, and the Croatian number 15, Lerotic, kicking the ball into touch rather than attempting to pick it up.
Meanwhile, Mr. Dumancic's time in the sin bin should be up very soon.
Yeah, and in the meantime there's a change for Croatia. Number 4, Luka Juresko, is coming off, and number 19, Marko Buljac, is on. And Dumancic is back on now. It's a poor throw from the Swiss. It's gone over the top of the line out, but they've actually benefited from it. And number 13, it must have been number 12 that came off, so number 13, Benjamin Doy, has scored the try.
And that's another try for Switzerland. We're at 38-20.
That should clinch the match. And that try almost net to the post, so hopefully Simon Perrault should convert this, which would give Switzerland 40 points to 20.
Which leaves them with a 20-point advantage.
Swiss number 23, Eddie Gombas, replacing number 2, Mathieu Paul. And the conversion is transformed, so that's 40 points to 20 to Switzerland.
There are a little more than 10 minutes left to this game. It's looking good for Switzerland. The main thing is that they don't slack off, otherwise Croatia will go for the holes in the defence. Oh, what's happened there?
Referee wasn't quite ready for the restart. The Croatian forwards would have been in front of the kicker there had Ayoub gone for the kickoff. But the referee pulled them back, and there's more changes being made. Number 20 for Switzerland, Ivan Kraljevic, is coming on 4. Number 10, Sebastian Dimitri. So we're underway again, and Switzerland, number 9 with a big up and under. Oh, and that's an interesting strategy. I think he went to catch the ball, but his leading leg made contact with it and he kicked it backwards. So it's a line out there for Croatia on the Swiss 10-metre line. And with 20 points needed with 9.5 minutes remaining, this looks like it should be a comfortable win for Switzerland from here. And Switzerland stealing the line-out ball. The referee giving a free kick to Croatians for barging in the line-out. I'd have said that was pretty much 50-50. Good defensive line from Switzerland, strong tackling, stopping the Croatians from making any yardage there. Croatia now starting to try. Oh, and that's a knock-on. Knock-on by Switzerland, so the Croatians will have a scrum 28 metres out, just on the 15-metre line.
Not that much of a comfortable place to be anymore, is it?
Reste! Allez, croque, Ivan!
The Croatians with the ruck slow and steady. About 15 metres out from the Swiss line on the left-hand side of the pitch. They're not crossing over the gain line in contact though. Swiss want to stay strong here and try and keep the Croatians out. Good strong tackling, pushing them back on the floor. Croatians going for a pick and go. Making a couple of metres with that. Ayoub with the long kick into the corner for the Croatian winger, and that's a very... Oh! That was almost an exceptionally good try. The Croatians had the advantage though for an offside, I think, from... Now the referee signalling diving over the top by Switzerland, but I didn't see that myself. So the Croatians have the penalty about 15 metres out. They've tapped it. The man has gone on his own. Support really needs to be right on his shoulder for that. It's a clean ball, but it's not fast ball for Croatia. They really need to speed up the rucks if they're going to get the ball out to the backs, or even through the forwards if they're going to make good yardage. So they'll play pick and go from here. 7 metres out. Make it up to the 5-metre line. Into the open side. Well, the number 9 looked to the open side, feigned the pass, and took a very big tackle. Czechs playing forward rugby here. Pick and go. They're making it over into the 5-metre zone. The ball comes back. Again, it's slowly recycled, which prevents them getting the ball out quickly. The Swiss being penalised there for not releasing. So it's another penalty to Croatia. 5 metres out. Not far from the post, but at this stage with only 6 minutes remaining, no point in going for the penalty for the 3 points. They drive the ball in. There are 2 metres out just in front of the left post of the Swiss. It's good hands, but there's no real overlap there, and now they're being chased backwards by quick Swiss defence. That's a good tackle. The Croatians have lost 15 metres there. But they've got another penalty, this time for a high tackle. They've taken it a quick tap through the number 9. It's quick hands now. They did have an overlap there, but they've not used it. They've taken it inside, and the man's fairly isolated, but it's yet another penalty, and the referee will possibly look to go to his cards here, this time for not retreating 10 metres. And the Swiss will be happy they're not conceding point, but they're going to have to be careful not to concede a man with a card if they're not careful with the number of penalties they're giving away.
There are still 5 minutes left to the game. There's still quite a lot that can happen.
Well, the Croatians will be playing for pride here. They'll want to score at least 1, if not 2 tries in that time. But I can't see them getting the 21 points that it would take to win the game.
Of course not, but still, losing a man.
Well, it would help, but it wouldn't be enough at this stage. Croatians have dropped the ball, and the Swiss have managed to clear the line. A kick long into the Croatian half relieves the pressure. And if they can make the tackle here, it would certainly help them to keep the territory, which hopefully would just help kill out the game now. Joe with a kick into the Swiss 22. It's not made to touch. Cyril Lin, and number 7 going for a kick, and a nice long spiral kick by a number 7, and that bounces sweetly into touch, and that gets one of the biggest cheers of the day. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be asking the number 15 and the number 10 to buy him a drink for that one. He's gained a good 40 metres from his own 22 into the Croatian 22. And another replacement by the Croatians. Antonio Stojanovski replacing number 15, Luka Lerotic. Good clean line-out ball for Croatia. Good hands. Can they make anything of this now? They've got a 1-man advantage. Takes it back inside. Good tackling by the Swiss. Again, not committing too many men to the ruck, which has been a key to their success today. They've had a good defensive line throughout, not allowing any breaks around the edges of the ruck, certainly not since the first 15 minutes. And it's been a victory built on defence and on a very, very solid scrum. Croatians still looking to attack. And this penalty this time for the offside against the Swiss captain, Cyril Lin. And Croatia will go for a long touch here in the hope of gaining a consolation try.
Oui, on a le bonus, mais il faut pas prendre un essai. Allez.
They do have a nice spot for that, though, don't they?
Sorry, what was that?
A nice spot for the line-out.
Yeah, they're 2 or 3 metres outside the Swiss 22. It's Croatian throw-in because it was their penalty. They will hope for a clean ball here. They've not been terribly successful throughout the line-outs today. And again, it's scrappy. It's patted onto the floor rather than passed into the hands of the 9. The referee's given it as not straight, so that will be a scrum. Yeah, Switzerland have taken the scrum 15 metres in.
Changement pour l'équipe croate de la sortie numéro 6, Dillon, sur l'entrée du numéro 20, Popovic, Jure.
That's a change for Switzerland. Number 6, oh, sorry, for Croatia, number 6, Dylan Rowe, has come off, and number 20, Jure Popovic, has entered the field of play for the last minute. Scrum not set properly. The referee asks them to stand up, and we'll do it all again. According to the stadium clock, we're into the final minute, but according to the referee's watch, it might be something very different based on the end of the first half. Referee not happy with the scrum again. He's probably going to have a little chat with the front rows, asking them not to push before the ball comes in, and he's going to reset the scrum.
Va le chercher sur son dos.
There is another game being played in this group between Malta and Israel today. It'll be interesting to see how that game has gone, though I don't think it'll have any impact at the top end of the group. Malta and Israel residing in the bottom 2 places. Switzerland hoping to move into second place with a win today. Good pick up from the back of the scrum. Switzerland have solid possession. They'll be looking to drive this in. Oh, and they've knocked it on. That's a silly mistake at this stage of the game. Croatia now have the advantage going forward just outside the Swiss 22. Little kick by J. Ayoub. Tidied up by the Swiss number 22, Lucas Heinrich. And a nice run clear of their own 22. But a penalty to Croatia for Swiss diving in over the top of the ball once it's gone to ground. Yeah, the Swiss discipline has faded a little bit in the last 20 minutes. It's not going to have a big impact on the game. The stadium clock says 80 minutes is up. So the kick to touch could be the last kick of the game. Nope, the referee says we've got time to take this line out. 2 last replacements for Croatia. Number 2 coming off, Denis Brecic. And number 17 coming on, Fran Hasija.
Sortie du numéro 14, Glitch Marco, et du numéro 2, Grecic Denis.
And the other replacements, Marko Grecic going off, and Sasha Sekonovac, number 21, coming on. Croats have won the line out, 6 or 7 metres out from the Swiss line. They've got clean ball, a missed pass, but they've made it up to the 5 metre line, but solid Swiss defending again. The Croatians will desperately want to get over for a try. Yeah. They're playing the number 9. The referees let that go. But the Croatians have retained the ball. Oh, and they're just not coming onto the ball very quickly at all. They really need to run onto the ball at pace, but they've gone sideways rather than forwards. And so they're still on the 5, 7, 8 metres out. Oh, good hands in the middle by the Croatian players. Jay trying to sneak through. May have been a high tackle there. The referee's playing advantage to Croatia. The Croatians just can't quite manage to come up with an overlap, but they've got a driving maul going. It's brought down 2 metres from the line. Ball comes back on the Croatian side. They'll look to pick it up from here. Good defence by the Swiss, but the referee's arm's gone down, so I can't see an advantage being continued. He must have ended the advantage. Still the Croatians have the ball 8 metres out. They've gone to the blind side. Nothing happening there. Swiss bring them down. Now they're going to swing it wide. It's not a great pass by the 9. They can't quite get the offload, so the man advantage on the outside doesn't pay dividends there. Still got possession though. About 18 metres out now. Good defence by the Swiss, they've driven them backwards. I can only imagine that this is the last passage of play. Croatian number 9, Karaya, taking the ball in. He seems to have drifted out and been playing in the centres for the last few minutes. Ooh! That was a big hit over the top of the ruck on the replacement number 9, number 21. Sekovanovic. They're taking a quick tap penalty, and it's an interception. And if he gets away here, it could be another try for Switzerland. He's not managed to get outside his own 22. The Croats have brought him down, and that is the end of the game. Switzerland won 40 points to 20.
So we see big, important win for Switzerland. Thank you very much, Tony Wright. This is Beatrice Duarte, and the game is over.
Yeah, that should put Switzerland second in the group behind the Czech Republic. They've now played 3, won 2, lost 1. The Czechs have won all 3 of their games so far, so it will be interesting to see how the game in Malta, between Malta and Israel, has panned out this afternoon. But that's a good victory for Switzerland. They'll be very happy with the outcome of that game, and some very solid defending in the second half. They'll be a bit disappointed with the missed tackles and some of the positional defending in the first half, but certainly defending in the second half, combined with some good attacking play, certainly they'll be very happy with that, particularly with the performance of Brice Monzeglio, who's managed to pick up 2 very good tries for number 8, and even managed to put in a decent little chip kick.
The Swiss Rugby Day might be over for today, but there are still dates you should mark in your calendar if you're a Swiss Rugby fan. There will be an upcoming match on the 25th of April, namely Malta against Switzerland, and on the 16th of May in Hamas, the Switzerland under-20 will be playing against France Agricole in a test match. Once again, the Swiss Rugby Federation would like to thank the DHL Express, the logistics partner for the Swiss 15 teams, the gentlemen as much as the ladies, Eco Services, official partner of the referees, Global Reach Partners, who are the official partner for the junior national teams, Minerva Tutors, who enables young ambition. I'm so sorry, this has been a long day. Minerva Tutors, official partners who enable young people to go study abroad in the United Kingdoms and the United States. Ostyle, official equipment partner of the Swiss Rugby Federation, as well as TRB Chemidica, who are enabling this live stream to happen today. There also goes a big thank you to the city of Monthey, Le Wallis-Chablaisien Monthey Rugby, for hosting this whole event and the organization of this Swiss Rugby Day. My name is Beatrice Duarte. I study cast at the Zurich University of the Arts, and this has been the official live stream of the Swiss Rugby Day. Thank you all for tuning in.